Hello, good morning everybody. It's me and Penny here from Australia, and I thought I'd just give you this little prediction reading. It's the 13th, which I find a lucky number. I know some people don't, but I always think of 13 as a really good number. So I thought it'd be really nice to get on today, but I've also got some exciting news. I was telling you guys, I remember about April, a lot of things are starting to come out, and I've just got some really good info for you that I just wanted to really touch base about, actually. So I'm just going to close my eyes. Penny will probably jump around a bit. She's looking out the window at the moment. So I'll just get started and we'll see what comes through for the 13th of April. It's happening. Now, that's what I'm going to call this video today. Oh, Penny's holding the camera. It's happening. There is a lot of movement going on globally, and I am so excited because I have to share my information with you here in Australia. There is currently a Senate, it's called a cross-party inquiry that is going on around COVID. Now, I'm really excited about this because they're starting to interview doctors. Now, these doctors, I'm not going to actually say who they've been silenced by because they'll shut down my video. I'll spell it out. They've been silenced by AHPRA, which is the sort of medical board that actually dictates a lot of this kind of stuff. Now, a lot of these specialists and very, very highly qualified doctors are now being interviewed about their experiences with COVID. Now, I'm going to give you the YouTube channel, so go and check it out. I think it'll just give you that little bit of hope, and it'll also go and like and make some comments because it'll start to get them around the platforms a bit more, because I notice they've hardly got any views or any sort of comments at all, because obviously we know YouTube's not going to share that information, are they? So it's called Philip Van den Berg. So Philip Van den, D-E-N, Berg, B-E-R-G. So Philip Van den Berg. Look that up, start commenting, liking, listen to those doctors speaking. It is so interesting, and I believe this is kind of the show that we're having to look at now. We've got to sit back and just watch this unfold. Like I said, if you're watching this video, there's a high probability that you've kind of already detached from all the dramas and the nonsense that's been going on. Gosh, Shanghai, as we all know, is completely out of control. And if that's not frightening people, I don't know what will frighten people. They're even clubbing their pets and things to death because of the fear of COVID and their big zero COVID tolerance, which is complete insanity, as we know. So that's what I want you to do today, because I just really mostly wanted to come on and give you that little ray of hope that things are shifting. My gut feeling too, in America, there's a lot of changes. There's a lot of people speaking up. Now, I talked about this in April because this is what I'm getting, that people are actually finding that strength now because they're grouping together and they're finding that support. You've got to imagine, if you are a doctor who has been working for 30 years, they bring in mandates, you know certain horsewormers and things work, and you've had great results, and then suddenly you've been banned from using these things, and the numbers of COVID rates and things are still going up. How frustrating would that be to have that? You've been silenced, and you've also had your papers and things taken off you, and you've been stripped of your title because you're speaking out against government. Now, these doctors in some of these videos are even, hey, beautiful, she's such a good girl, give her a kiss. These doctors are even talking about tyranny, and they're talking about how now these medical decisions are coming from Parliament. And I think for anyone watching this video, and I know a lot of you out there are on the same page as I am, we know that's true. We know this is not about health anymore. This is becoming about tyranny, dictatorships, and bringing in the agendas that they're wanting to force down people's throats. So I really want you to go and check that out. It's all about the Kool-Aid, basically. So go and check out that channel, comment on it, like, share it around, try and get these messages out there. We've still got this window of opportunity to share this kind of information. And I love hearing from these doctors and things who are starting to speak out, because it's a lot of the data now that's coming out that is horrifying these doctors, and they're seeing where this is all headed. So go and check out that, Philip Vandenberg. I'll leave that with you today. Now, I'm going to see if anything else comes up today, but I thought that was just huge breakthrough today. Well, at least here in Australia. I'm sure it's probably happening where you guys are living as well. I hope it is. I've got that feeling in America that it is. Canada, I'm sure you're doing a bit of research over there. But look, that's really positive, because we want these doctors and people who are nurses. Actually, there's a nurse on there as well who's been silenced and have never had a voice during this whole pandemic. They're finally starting to find their voices, and they're starting to get their strength, because it's like I've always said to you guys watching my videos, it's about support and strength in numbers, and that's how you become strong. And then you people start to see the truths as well. So it's very important that now all those seeds that we've all been planting and standing up against all this nonsense, they're finally growing. And I want you to know that. I was talking, I think it was last week, about the buds on the trees, like people waking up to their awakening process is like the buds on the trees, but they're now opening. The buds are opening, and I want you to keep that image in your mind, especially if you're in Canada and America and all these countries over there, probably in, I don't know, Germany and probably, I don't know, all these countries that are going into their spring. Go out and look at the trees. Go and look at the trees and realize that this is happening in your life as well. It's not just about nature and the landscape. We love that part as well, but this is happening. People are rising up and they're standing against tyranny. And this is about their health. People are seeing that not getting the correct data has made them make a misinformed decision. And being coerced and being mandated was a cruel and horrible experience. So a lot of people are really angry, and I said that the other day. It's like the tree burning after a bushfire. That when you put fires out, trees often burn inside, and they have a lot of smouldering fires and heat that ignite again. Well, that's what people are like. These people are full of anger and rage, and I just want you to keep that in your mind too, to really look after yourself during these super challenging times in the next few months ahead as well. Just like it said the other day in my video, like the guide said rather, sit back, get your popcorn and watch the show. Get your tickets, enter into the circus tent, because it's going to be a real circus moving forward. But there is information coming out, and I was so excited to see that this morning. These videos are popping up, and these doctors are speaking out against being silenced, and I think it's a huge thing. And maybe we can take that as the April event. I'm not sure, because this could be happening globally. I'm hoping there's still more to come, but I was just so excited that these doctors are finally finding their strength and their power and their voice to speak out. I'll just see if I get anything else today. Oh, okay. Well, I'm getting like clinical psychologists. So this is another area that's going to become, I think we all knew that, didn't we? That psychology is going to become a real area that's going to be exploding. People have been so disturbed in these last 2 years mentally, and even when you're physically exhausted, these things can turn into mental exhaustion. I've got a lot of videos as a person myself that has suffered through depression and that kind of suicidal journey. If for anyone out there who is watching this, please go check out my videos, because I've got a lot on there that can help you. But this is a huge issue now. Mental health is like through the roof, and I don't just mean just your standard mental health. This is en masse. People around the globe are losing hope, and look, if you're watching this video, I know we've been there as well. We understand what it's like when you feel like you've lost hope, but you can't give up. You just can't give up. But these people feel like there's no hope. This cycle is repeating itself. Look at the Omicron XE that's coming. Like, this is getting exhausting for them, and I said that the other day. They're just like, what now? It's like those waves that I said were washing over them and knocking them over. They're finding it hard to get their footing. So this is why mental health and the clinical psychologists and things, they're overwhelmed and inundated, and they're seeing the enormity of what is going on. And this is around people losing their jobs, not being able to feed their families, people's businesses going under. Can you imagine living in Melbourne, down here in Australia and Victoria, the most locked down city in the world? like 2 years, they were virtually locked in their homes. They even shut the playgrounds. Kids were not even allowed. I mean, if that's not China, I don't know what is. But the kids weren't even allowed to go to the playground for periods of time. They shut the playgrounds over, as we basically know, a head cold. Anyway, this is what's currently going on. Mental health is a huge industry that governments are going to have to start propping up and supporting, because we've got teenagers, we've got kids coming through that have been damaged by these lockdowns. They haven't had the social interactions. Teenagers are feeling overwhelmed. People are starting to worry about their future now. You've got to picture that now with the financial collapse, which is pretty much coming. If you want to check out some of my finance videos, there's a lot of changes that are happening into that. This ended this year and probably in 2023, I would say as well. There's a lot happening, and it's really starting to frighten people, and they're getting overwhelmed. Not only have people carried anxiety and fear around this event, but they've also now worrying about their future and where that's actually heading. Sorry, my throat's scratchy. Where they're actually heading. Are they going to be able to afford things moving into the future? Even myself, I go to my husband all the time. How are young people like our kids? We've got teenagers, and I'm sure you're in probably the same boat out there. How are our kids going to afford to buy a house? How are they going to enjoy things in life? How are they going to be able to afford to just have a lifestyle and go to the movies? And they're things that are like becoming like a real luxury item, just to do basic things like go out for dinner. So there's a lot of things that are concerning people now, and it's causing a lot of this anxiety, fear, mental health, and that's really on the rise. So I feel like a lot of these mental health people will start to speak out too, and that's going to probably become an epidemic as well. Gosh knows how they'll manage that. They'll probably bring out a jab for mental health. Gosh, that wouldn't surprise us, would they? They bring it out for everything else. But look, that's what I'm definitely getting today. That's going to be really on the rise coming towards the end of 2022. I'll just see what else we get. Now I'm getting that you need to get really started with your plans. You need to have, like they're saying, a really high functioning plan. So you have to have a good high functioning plan moving forward. Now, as we know, it's probably not the best idea having your money in the banks. There's other things you can do. I think I've even talked about, and a lot of the monetary professionals talk about purchasing silver, gold bullion, things that are quite concrete that you can hang on to yourself that do usually go up in value. Maybe just put your savings away at home if you've got a safe or something like that hidden. These are alternatives. Definitely put your money into something. They talk about buying land. Try to own things outright if you've got the opportunity to. I know a lot of us don't, but it's definitely something worth looking at, because when they do introduce the credit scoring system and remove cash from society, it's going to implement a lot of change that's going to be quite tricky to kind of navigate. Now, if they do go ahead with these totalitarian ways of living, it's going to really affect all of us. But we've got to have the smarts now, because we're aware of what's going on. We can actually prepare for it. Like, you imagine for people who aren't aware of it, have no clue it's coming, are in denial that it's going to happen, they don't even know what's coming at. They're not seeing the tsunami that's like out at sea that's coming towards them. It might be slow, but it's definitely coming, or it could be fast too. We know the way they implement things. But that's something that I want you to focus on today, is really start to prepare. Now, I know a lot of you out there are brilliant at preparing. You've already got your plans in place, and you're thinking about living more independently with growing your own things and looking at getting off grid, because the more we can get off a lot of things as well, the more they find it challenging to kind of track us. And the credit scoring kind of, I feel though they're going to be very clever, even with the solar stuff. It's saying to me they're going to even have ways of tracking and credit scoring a lot of things like that. So if you're like a good citizen who's implementing all the things that government is supplying, you'll get very good rebates and you'll get very well looked after. So they're going to entice people using these kind of tools now. They're going to use a lot of government, and I know they're already thinking about that here in Australia. They're actually putting out these ideas that government will, for young people, example buying houses, that they will put in a quarter of the loan. So they'll put up virtually your deposit and then you buy the house. But that all just sounds very dangerous, doesn't it, moving forward, because we know who's going to own that house, and it's not going to be the little people, it's going to be government. So if you foreclose on your loan and you can't meet the repayments, guess who's going to step in and take over and own everything? So, but this is what they're going to do. They're going to entice people now, and they're actually doing it here. I saw an ad on TV yesterday, and that was about it's the buy now, pay later, but it was something even more ridiculous about, you can pay for it now, but we're gonna it's gonna still come out of your money. So you could buy something now, but then the minute your pay comes through, we take it out of that. So it was kind of this linking to your bank account kind of system. So look, they're very sneaky. So I can already see that here in Australia, they're trying to implement these little credit scoring systems and little things very subtly. It's not very obvious to people, but if you're watching this video, you and I know what's actually going on. This is all starting to filter down now. I'll see if there's any last messages here today, but look, the main reason I really wanted to come on is to give you guys that hope that people are speaking up, they're finding their voices, and I want you guys to know that this is happening, and this is happening globally. This isn't just here in Australia. Go check out that YouTube channel, Philip Vandenberg. Please share them, maybe subscribe to his channel, you'll get more videos. It's just interesting to hear other doctors speaking up about what they believe should have happened and where they're currently at, having lost their licenses to practice. So I'll just see if there's any last message today. I'm just getting believe and trust. The guide said that they know this has been really bad and it's been a long and really difficult, challenging journey, but that light is coming. You have to know that the light is being shed and it is starting to highlight. It's almost like they're showing me that they're putting a spotlight onto the truths, and people are like, they're showing me they're aghast, like they're totally shocked. People are going to be, you think about it, people are going to be mortified and shocked as they slowly begin to wake up and see the truths of what has really been happening, what has really been going on a global scale. Because these are not conspiracies anymore. These conspiracies are becoming truths. And as much as they even seem surreal to a lot of us who are fighting back and things, we know it's true. And I think if you're watching this, you know in your heart of hearts that this has been the best lies and deception that we've ever lived through. And we have found that strength in us to stand up and fight. And I'm telling you, now other people are, and it's their turn. It's other people's turns to wake up and see. So look, all you've got to do, like I said, is sit back and keep watching this show. Protect yourself. Stay strong. Walk your dogs. That's what I do, walk the doggies. And they bring you back into that now moment, which is our little peaceful place. Please take care of yourself, everybody. Please comment below what's happening where you are. I love hearing from you guys. Stay strong. I know this has been a battle, but I tell you what, there are shifts and there's a lot going on in April. So we're only, where are we? Only on the 13th. So fingers that there's a bit more happening towards the end. And I will see you in that next video. Take care. Bye from Australia. Bye from Penny. Say goodbye, Penny. Take care, everybody. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.